Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rockin' Reaction Rollers, where we react to music that we grew up with from the 60s to the 90s, and my name is Tammy. This is Friday night, and normally we do your guys' request, and we are going to do that, but we've lost another great musician, and so we're going to put one of the songs we're putting out tonight will be a tribute to, and that's John Lodge of the Moody Blues. He was the bass player, and he also was one of the co-lead vocalists in the group. And so there were several songs that he sang, and we'll talk more about him. But the song that we're going to put out tonight, well, before I say that, first of all, Uncle Chazblitz, thank you for reaching out and letting me know that he had passed, because I didn't hear it, but I would have heard it later on in the news tonight. But you give me some time to get something written up, so I wanted to do something in tribute. So anyway, the song we're going to do is we're going to do the song I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band. And actually, it's cut off to I'm Just a Singer and then in rock and roll band in parentheses. So I'll probably just put I'm Just a Singer out there in the description. Make it shorter on me. But anyway, this song came out twice. In 1972, it came out on their seventh Sojourn album. And then in 1973, they released it as a single, and that's what made it a big hit. And it reached number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 back in 1973 from the single. So anyway, we'll talk more about John. I will say a little bit about him here. His name is really John Charles Lodge. He was an English musician, best known as bass guitarist, co-lead vocalist, and songwriter of the long-standing rock band, the Moody Blues. So, like I said, we're going to go back and play I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band. I couldn't find one that was live, so I wanted you guys to see what he looked like if you don't know which one he was in the band. On the album cover, he's the second one from the right as I'm looking at it. It's Justin Hayward and him in the middle there. But anyway, he's the one on the right. Unless it's flipped over backwards for you guys. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. We're going to get to the song. Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band in tribute to John Lodge. Stop the song right here for a minute. I just love the Moody Blues. I don't think there's anything that they sing that I don't like. I just love them so much. And sometimes I just like to kick back with the little Moody Blues, but I wish it just was under different circumstances. I don't think I said this, but John Lodge passed away today, so October 10th of 2025. And it's about really all that I know about it. And so he was 82 years old, and I do know that much. So we'll talk more about him and his family life, and a tribute to them as well, and condolences to the family. And we're doing the 1972, 1973. I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band by the Moody Blues, in tribute to John Lodge. Loved it. Okay, let's see what they have to say about John Charles here. John Charles Lodge. He was an English musician, best known as bass guitarist, co-vocalist, and songwriter of the long-standing rock band the Moody Blues. He also worked as a record producer and collaborator with other musicians outside the band. He's one of the primary songwriters for this band, including Ride My Seesaw, Isn't Life Strange, and this song. I'm a singer in a rock and roll band. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band. Okay, let's see. He was still working. He had been touring with his band 10,000 Light Years just prior to his death. And then some things about his personal life. John Lodge was married to a lady named Kirsten and has been since September the 10th, 1968 until his death. And so they just celebrated 57 years of marriage. That's a compliment in itself. They have 2 children, Emily and Kristen, or Christian. Lodge spoke publicly about being an evangelical Christian and credited his faith with helping him avoid the excesses of the rock music longings. I think that's what it says. Okay. Then a couple good things too. He was voted as one of the top 10 bass players of all time by Bass Player magazine. And in 2018, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of the Moody Blues. And in 2019, he was given the Lifetime Achievement Award and the annual Prog Awards by Prog in London. And so anyway, another one goes here. But, I guess back in the day, I didn't really realize how much older these singers were than I were. Than I was. It was like I just thought we were all the same age. They were playing music I could relate to, and I just never really thought about it. But a lot of them are 20 years older than me. But, yeah, the greats. So we're starting to lose them. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. I think I got a couple more great requests out. The third one we're going to put out tonight is the winner of the most views for the month, which is Karen's request. That'll be the last one that we'll put out this evening. But anyway, we're going to go. Be sure to check back or tune back in here in a few minutes. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit like underneath it, and peace out.